I actually was gonna play it because I actually rented it on YouTube. I just want to watch a part of it, and I want to have a little speak on it tomorrow. I want to because there's a lot of in Canada and Europe and all these different places. I see there's a lot of fear mongering. The last thing people need is fear. Let me close this window because it's raining, and I was gonna put my Mylar up tonight. I'm thinking about getting a pizza. Let me close this. I'm thinking about going to get a pizza, guys. Let's go ahead and lay this down. I should put my Mylar up on it because it makes it dark. I could turn the light on, but it'd be in the background. As you see the one over there by the table. But I'm so tired of every time I turn around, I see all these individuals. Talking this fear stuff. And the last thing people need is more fear. Now, the system likes that. They embrace fear. So I'm going to watch just a little bit of this. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I said movie night, but it's not monetized. Even if it was, they would get paid. So it's not about that. It's just to have a good little night. I can actually download it and just play the whole thing, but I don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. And your tape. So at the end of it. They're saying we've detected copyright audio and video on your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. What for? It's not making this telling these people it's something else. We're gonna do a little insight. We're gonna do a little take on it, and I think that you know what is the agenda because they want war so bad, and they want China and America and everybody to have this World War III and fight. I've watched enough to see enough videos and movies played, and the people playing it don't have ownership, nor do they have permission. So this is a movie that's pretty much they try to keep it as downplayed. With Netflix, the Chinese won't put it on there. Nobody. It's such a serious agenda. Now I could play it and put the volume down and just let you watch it. Would that make any sense? Of course not. But they would end the stream, I guess. That's what they're saying. And this shows you how. Let me see something. Hold on. Even with me interpolating, it still wouldn't matter. I don't think. Let me see here. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Rhonda? Patricia Slade, Pearl. Hey, what's going on, Willamar? Yeah, so it's not just the music. We can bypass that. I believe it's more than that. And it's not so much. Hey, listen to me. Let me share this. It's not even the algorithm. It's because they're watching. They're paying attention. That's what I call fear. I don't call it anything else. Now, if I play music copyrighted, this, that, and other, or whatever, right? What do? They split it up so that way they get paid. Now, this is not monetized. Do you get what I'm saying? This is because You people can go and look. If you have Prime or any of those things, you can go and watch this. It's not like nobody can see it. This shows you how foolish they really can be. Now, if I was to sit here and I was to lag the speech and then insert interpretations, which is not complicated, I have my phone editor and I have my laptop, my video editor, which I could do. But it shows you how they are. Look at this.
Thanks for the ride. Okay, but what's the deal?
Get going. You don't have time for breakfast.
Are you working or what?
Yeah, I'll be at the station all day, so you're gonna have to teach a ride home. You got practice today?
After that, man, we're on double time.
Triple. You should be ashamed of yourself. You think they take it down?
Oh, come on, bud. You lost football.
Well, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna download it, and that way I can play it. And the only thing is, when I go live and when I play this, they will get. I don't want to monetize it. I don't want to get paid. I just want to do a comment on it. So what I'll do is, because I don't want to, risk them, with their little fear mongering. I hate to see them when they're standing before me. But regardless of that, I just don't get it. But regardless of that, we're going to go ahead. And I told y'all to live righteous knives. We're not going to push the envelope. We're going to allow this. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it around and read. And I've seen this movie over 100 times. I've seen the second one too. Now, like I stated before, it's been done numerous times. The thing is, they want their agenda. If they want to die so bad, and they want to see what actually comes, because some of these people actually believe they come from monkeys. Some of them actually believe in a lot of things that are far from the truth. Let's go ahead and situate this and turn it around. Get the light on. My apologies, guys. It seems almost like it's misleading, and it's not, because I really want to do this, and I'm not going to sit here and risk some really good moments of communication and conversation, because they lack the appropriate, the true authority, other than some Ashkenazi fake Zionist Jews and their little perturbed way of doing things because they're afraid. They murdered so many of their own to carry out this stuff, and also because it's just the way it is. So we're not even going to do that. I'm going to download it. Okay, I'm going to download it, and let me straighten this out. I'm going to download it. We're going to go ahead and just read. I'm going to download it. It's really, I want y'all to see about a quarter of it. But I was going to skip to a certain part and skip to another part, and then you would get the whole gist of it. And the purpose is, and let me turn this light on. Too bright. God dog, that's bright. Y'all can see me good. The purpose is, what I've been saying lately is, I've been expressing to y'all the importance of coming together. In our private little chat, our SMS, me, Westside, Rondo, Trauma, Original Lone Wolf, Navi Poet, and Total Cherokee's in there, but they don't really, I may probably look, but I don't say too much. I'm sorry, I got these. They're vegan and they're good. But preparation is the most important thing. And nobody wants to be prepared. Nobody wants to go out and train. Nobody wants to work together. Nobody wants to learn hand in hand. And I'm telling you, this right here is not going to get nothing. We can take that down. They look so stupid. That little mark they got, little comment. Let me pull that off. Chat this up. Okay. All right. We're good. So anyway, then y'all doing that. Me and ToLU'S Cherokee, we talked, I think it was like Friday or Saturday. She called me. That was good. And she went to the range, and she's going to continue to train with her handgun. I want her to get a rifle and train, and she used to work out. But you need to have some form of hand to hand. I'm serious. Just even if you know how to push and keep a person, even with a knife, back, even getting cut, and being able to move in and even to be able to move past the pain. And you is bugging out, cuz. And I wanted to show you what was going on. And there was a meme I wanted to put up with me in uniform. holding a rifle, all decked out, baklava and everything. And in the mem, it says, I may even have to kill some of my own people. I don't think y'all get how serious it can be. And that's the Lucifer side of me laughing. You're gonna excuse me. I don't think y'all get how serious this really is. And I'm doing my best to get y'all to realize, a lot of y'all could have been on land, 6, 7 months ago. You could have been building up. You could have had little homes and everything else already built, but you wanted to hold on to your slave job. I hear y'all complain. I see the things going on, but you still want to act like everything is normal. You could have already grown and harvested the first 2 crops of excellent, healthy food, could have been educating in the land and everything else, but you sit there and you have to come. I have to go this far to say this, to go as far as the show Red Dawn from 1984, not the new one, the 2000 crap. That's just, and they changed that to fit the narrative so they wouldn't have y'all all panicking about China, which you really shouldn't panic in the first place. And they're all over the place now. And a lot of them know how to speak English, but a lot of them aren't really your enemies. But there's enough. They're brainwashed. Don't get the smiley faces and everything. Don't get the smiley faces and take it lightly, because some of them will smile on your face and cut your throat at the same time. It's like here, Skid Row, anywhere, whether it's Philly, Seattle, Washington, LA, San Fran, which just went to complete crap since Biden got in there with Trudeau in Canada, and then Alaska, that fraud in Alaska, and this knucklehead, and I don't like to say his name, in California, that fake governor over there. Anyway, and it's happening in other places, sadly, and it's not mysterious as to why. But what they do with the fighting, and then the Air Force pilot who goes and helps and assists, is that very possible? For some. A lot of people, if it was to happen, as I've heard some Marines and some Army cats talk, it would be so destructive that there would be mop-ups. Now, people are crying, what are you doing? Get your butt down from there. Oh my goodness, this little guy. Well, I thought you was in the window. Yo, what is that? It looked like your face. That's not you. You was over there. It sounded over here, man. I'm about to say, what are you doing? You was in that window scratching it. It sounded like way over here. What's up? Is that because of the rain? I heard scratching the screen. It sounded like it was over here. And I thought it was a little, it looked like a figure. But because he'll jump up there and climb up under, and he'll be like hanging on the screen. I thought it was him. Like, what? You better not. Anyway. I love my little dude, man. I ain't gonna let him get hurt. All right, that's just not. I'm not gonna let it happen. Anyway, so how would it happen? Now, this is their opinion. The mop up. First of all, you have foreign fighters. You have, besides the fake government, this terrorist organization that's against you, regardless of whatever it may be, right? Don't even get trapped out. Don't even get yourself trapped off in that. You have foreign fighters on the soil. You have people who want some get back. Now they're learning something, but there's some who really don't care. They are angry. They are desensitized. They have blood on their mind. And even though it's not so much us, well, this new generation that went to war, there's a bunch of idiots. They're brainwashed, delusional. I don't care if they're special forces or whatever. They just, oh man, this African American, all this, that, and the fake DNA. It's just the whole shebang. Now you have some who have parents who are half our people and from over there, but some of these niggas, whether it be female or male, they dashiki wearing, Chinese dashiki wearing, no real history having. And people don't get it. They've done this with a fine tool, and the tool not being the smartest, and that's us. I'm going to include myself in there because before I woke up, I played parts of it, but not all, because I was never into race identity and all that crap. I was just into, if you came across me wrong and I saw the ugly, I would literally go out my way to destroy you. Um, People need to realize they need to come together. But the real issue is a lot of Pelicans. They're too goddamn chromatic, too so gone. Not all of them. Not all of them. There's some who think like me, like some of you. But then there's some of you who think like some of them, the worst ones. You need to straighten that up because you're not going to make it. You're not going to get nowhere. And if you don't want to believe me, I got some cats that live here who fought in Africa as children. I got some friends over here who fought in some of the earlier wars in this last 20-year war. I got a couple of Iraqis over here and Kurds who would gladly sit right here and tell you what they had to go through to gain their sense back, their morals. Y'all think it's a game, right? A lot of y'all do. But you're not ready. How many of you actually, I don't want to hear this big hand thing. How many of y'all know actually how to go out there and grow stuff? I was watching Mac Mean a couple of weeks ago, and he was showing his garden where he's living at. I'm not going to put his business out there where he's living at. And it's a wonderful thing. Some of y'all know me when I was on the reservation, and here I grow things, but y'all saw the garden that I worked hard and tirelessly for. It was just magnificent, beautiful. All right. Should have kept going. It was the only real garden out there in the whole Navajo reservation. I've been all around on that part and Kibito. And y'all really need to know the importance. Imagine being able to grow and everybody working, not slaving, communicating, not always on no damn TV and this, that, and the other. Learning to decompress and address issues that need to be addressed so they don't become issues no more. To put away the drama, not talk about people outside, but be trained up, have ethics and moral subjugation, but always be ready for anything. Willing to work hard day in and day out to accomplish things and to have gratuity and not to be like some Hollywood movie where, and they rode in and they slaughtered everybody in the community. No. But y'all just don't get it. I feel like I've been begging, and I haven't. I've been attempting to tap into your forehead, get into your sub, and elevate you to a different place. Now, if a mile-high wave came, it just whoosh, all over America, it probably wouldn't touch about 20 or 30% of it. And that people would be kind of safe until, depending on where the wave came from and how far it's going to go outward as well. Then those who are in the places that built those places of protection from all that crap that can maintain for a number of years, even 100, 200 feet underwater, decide to come up and then start going, what you gonna do? You don't know how to get charcoal and sulfur. You don't know how to combine them with certain, other, I can't say it on here, materials to make gunpowder or black. You don't know how to do none of that. None of you do. I know you don't. Y'all walk around in this fictional world and you walk around with your head so far, up there. It's like, it's unbelievable. Let me go ahead and just read a little bit. I'm not going to read a whole lot because I want to come back a little later. Westside was thinking about doing a podcast. I'll see if I'm going to be on it, because if he's too late, then I'm going to go ahead before that and read. And me, my 9:30, I'm going to be out. I'm going to be asleep. I love to be on a podcast with my brother and stuff, but I can't do that late stuff. I just can't. And because of what the work he's doing, I know a lot of people work in music studios, and it'd be a long time, especially when you got people who rap and this, that, and the other, and they're getting paid. And it was different back then, usually around 6, 7 o'clock, unless somebody had a banger and they really wanted to turn something out and they was spending the guapo. That was an all-night affair. But most time, if it's contractual and you're, so I know he's doing his thing and it's nobody's business. So when he gets ready, if I'm up, then I'll be on it. But I want to get these readings in. Let's go ahead and get George Jones, An Original History of Ancient America. I should have lifted that window up. I like listening to the rain. I'm just going to get a couple of paragraphs on each one. And then later on, I'm going to go to the gods of Eden and Anunnaki and blah, blah, blah. Adam and Eve, we're going to knock it out. But I hope y'all heard a little bit of what I was saying. I really, I have to change the thumbnail, I guess. or they can watch and don't know what happened because it's unbelievable. These and you would think somebody would say, let him be, but they're not too bright. You know, when you get to do things and somebody else comes along and they've accomplished something, they're flying in one of those little things and they got their little armor and they want to go out and let me hit them. You know, the stupidity. They exist. Man, that's why you get the consortium that you get. Anyway, the pictorial description given in an engraving furnished by Baron Hubble. Let's go ahead and open that curtain. It's a little too dark. Yeah, it's a lot better. A little more light in the back. It's going. If you don't stop, boy. I didn't call you, man. When I call you, you don't come running. Yeah. Okay. You want to come up and say hi? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, say hi. Say hi here. Say hi. Right here. Come on. Say hi, Papa. Go on. Go on. Up. Go on. I'll give you something in a little bit. Hold on. Let's go ahead and finish reading, okay? The pictorial description given in the engraving, and my apologies for that, guys. I'm just not going to go ahead and, that's about your stream may be temporarily blocked. Fucking retards. Anyway, an engraving furnished by Baron Humboldt of the Mexican calendar found in the Plaza of Mexico. No. Buried in the time of Cortez. Has a direct bearing. I think Curamillo did something on Cortez. You might want to go and check that out. I have a few books on Cortez, and he's not the person that he's been made out to be. Anyway, get off the gun box. Buried in the time of Cortez has a direct bearing upon the Tiro-Mexican Saturn, as represented at Palenque. Now, the center of the sculpture calendar circle, recorded by the great traveler, is a horrid mask or face, nearly a likeness of that of Palenque. And one remarkable incident of identity is that each face has the tongue hanging out, and by the muscular action in the same blood-devouring manner. Now, doesn't that sound like the Maori? Right? Now, when they do that, the haka dance. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I know. Now, these masks of Saturn, as well as the Anu Islands, the original mask that had the Negroid nose and they knocked it off, so they put this long one on there. It's comical what they did. When I went there, I talked to the Anu people. The remembrance of who they were. They were totally different from who they were. Going back 600 years, just totally different from their origin. Okay, so world over. Anyway, now these masks of Saturn, as we have named them, as they have named them, so don't you call them that, were discovered many hundred miles apart, which would seem to indicate that the worship or adoration of that heathen deity was a general one. They have to call it a heathen, and practiced by all the Mexican aborigines. The several idol obelisks at Copan, having the altar in front, were the personification, I believe, of deities of less denomination, than Saturn, but to whom, without doubt, were sacrificed devoted victims and captives. The same also upon the pyramidal altars of Cholula and Quirigua. I can't even pronounce that. My apologies. Quirigua. I think I pronounced it wrong. My apologies. The Tyrians of Phoenicia had many minor deities claiming human sacrifice. Now there's this video I was watching the other day. It's this so-called Swede, Nordic guy, talking to Paul, good guy, Paul Cook, who's traveling the world. And he was telling, so you can go look at him. I was going to comment, but it's just so much bull BS. And he was talking about how the Phoenicians, they were the Phoenicians. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even buy that no more. I was like, oh, I love my brother Paul and want to watch him. But Paul, if you come over here and watch this, select better characters to tell history. Just because he lives there, he's not the original people of that land either. as far as time immortal, it's just he's not. The offspring, possibly, plausibly, but not of origin. Anyway, that's what Paul comes and has again, has a gander. But to whom, without doubt, were sacrificed devoted victims of characters. Okay. Anyway, another analogy will now be produced equally as powerful, if not more so. We're going to read this one and we're going to the next one. More so than that, having reference to the Tyrian Moloch. Now, the Phoenicians had in their several capitals a temple erected to a tutelary or national god, and that became the chief object of worship. And the Greeks copied this custom, but in the Cecropian decision, in the contest between Neptune and Pallas, the goddess was preferred, and thus the rejected on Mount Ida became the guardian of the Acropolis. Now, the daughter of Jupiter, in her character of Minerva, was not only worshipped by Athena, in Greece, but by all Attica. And under the name of intellect, she is now worshipped by every nation. The Tyrians, from their remote ancestors, the Canaanites, selected Apollo as their favorite and protective god, although Jupiter was the chief of gods with all the heathens and was worshipped under the name of Baal or Belus by the Babylonians and Assyrians, and Ammon by the Egyptians. It's the little girl, okay, she's all right. Now, Jupiter by the Phoenicians and Greeks, and as Hove, that's right, Hove, by the Romans. A deity, y'all, a fake god, or something else. So whenever you see them people come knocking on your Hove and Jehovah's Witnesses, you let them know, Hove, also you're worshiping one of them deities, huh? I just wanted to share that with you. That's why they don't come to my door at all. Because I look at them like this, like, if you don't get away from my door, and then I says, you want to know my name? When they greet me, first thing out my mouth is, I'm Lucifer. And I'm serious, y'all. It says Hove. It is Hove. It doesn't matter if you want a J-O-V or J-O-V-E. It doesn't matter at all. You little penis head. Okay, I thought he might have, because he takes my pen and he will run with it in his mouth, and that would be the wrap. That'll be it. Let's go ahead and get this other book. I read a little further, but I wanted to read that part because I like that part. Let's get into Arthur Kessler, 13th Tribe. Here we go. Okay. Just going to read a couple of chapters of this. Don't want to get too much. I'm really a little peeved at this game. I'm going to write them, and I'm going to have a little conversation with them. Yeah. Here we go. The evidence quoted in previous chapters adds up to a strong case in favor of those modern historians, whether Austrian, Israeli, or Polish, who independently from each other have argued that the bulk of modern Jewry is not of Palestine. I ain't making this up. This is Ashkenazi telling you this. Again, let me repeat this. The evidence quoted in previous chapters adds up to a strong case in favor of those modern historians, whether Austrian, Israeli, or Polish, who independently from each other have argued that the bulk of modern Jewry is not of Palestine. They've done murdered all them people, taking their goddamn land, robbing us of billions every year because of these fake son bitches on this land, the ones who have been rewriting history. Who do you think Rockefeller the fuck is? And the heads of the CIA, FBI, and all them other, and ATF, all of them. Y'all not paying attention, but you still want to sit there and work your little job 9 to 5. You don't want to come together and see the importance of it. I can dig it. I can dig the fear in you scary asses. And the ignorant ones who have a hard time letting go of their goddamn Jesus because they play music or whatever the fuck it is they do. I go hard on everybody. I don't care who you are. I told you if you're going to worship, I'm not with that New Testament shit. Now you go with the Old Testament, I can walk with you because it's a way how to live. All that new shit, I can do fucked up things and be forgiven. That is not how it works. What kind of morality is that? My hair, my mohawk's trying to stand up. Excuse me, guys. So anyway, let's go and get into this. All right. Modern Jewry is not of Palestine, not a Palestinian, but of Caucasian origin. Now, and we know that the original Caucasians were Negroid race. There's a book on it with actual drawn pictures. God dog. And they didn't have drum. They could have took them. The mainstream of Jewish migrations did not flow from the Mediterranean across France and Germany to the east and then back again. The stream moved in a consistently westerly direction from the Caucasus through the Ukraine into Poland and thence into Central Europe. When that unprecedented mass settlement in Poland came into being, there were simply not enough Jews around in the West to account for it. While in the East, a whole nation was on the move to new frontiers. It would, of course, be foolish to deny that the Jews of different origin also contributed to the existing Jewish world community. The numerical ratio of the Khazar to the Semitic and other contributions is impossible to establish, but the cumulative evidence makes one inclined to agree with the consensus of Polish historians that in earlier times, the main bulk originated from the Khazar country, and that accordingly, the Khazar contribution to the genetic makeup of the Jews must be substantial and in all likelihood dominant. Therefore, they are not the original people. Well, when you kill off a group of people and you take their identity, and then you start establishing your own religions and myths and everything else, you can't decipher the language because you didn't pay attention. So you hog-mog your own. Well, what do you think you get? Next, we'll get into race. Well, next we'll get into chapter 8, race and myth. Race and myth. I hope y'all all tune in for that tomorrow. You just acting up, man. I gotta read up a little more on you, man. Why you with your hormones got you crazy? What is it, man? Sheesh. I let you outside. She had the cats out there. You're not going out there as wet and get on the muddy paws. I got to mop the floor. Look at me all crazy all you want. He looking at me crazy, y'all. Anyway, so let's get into Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. Again, my apologies. You would think if they had the heads up, we've detected copyright audio video in your stream may be temporarily blocked. What kind of retarded shit is that? Unbelievable. Anyway, let's get into this. The act mandates that military my apologies. Now, when we last left off, we were talking about, he says, say it again. And we just got through with section 4202. But if this had been in existence a few years ago, the Iran-Contra affair would have been illegal. All right. And we know they created that crap. Now, the act mandates that military installations are to be used as mental treatment centers or prison camps with work programs. Sections 7302 and 2081-561. This is all slave. This is enslavement of a society, if y'all would allow it. But they have to do something very egregious. I mean, something egregious. And that's a lot of death before they can even enact that. Does this sound like Russia? In addition, $200 million will go for new prisons. Section 6157. Plus, the proceeds from seized and forfeited property are to be used for construction of prisons, rewards for information or help, or for other things. Now, the Attorney General need not report. Section 6072. 524, Title 20. The CIA. Okay? H. The act states that prison industries may borrow and invest funds, and that's section 79.3. And the prison industries may diversify their products and produce products on an economic basis. That's section 796. And to provide a labor pool, Soviet Union style, it authorizes, you know what they're talking about, right? The gulag and shit like that. It authorizes a study of the feasibility of requiring prisoners to pay their costs for food, housing, and shelter at paid employment before, during, or after imprisonment. Again, requiring prisoners to pay their costs for food, housing, and shelter at paid employment before, during, or after imprisonment. Section 7301. Now, in other words, it means imprisonment, Soviet style, presented in what sounds like a nice idea, a labor camp where men and women are worked to death, is only that and nothing more or less, no matter what they call it or how attractive they make it sound. Prisons going into business to produce products on an economic basis can only serve to destroy the last remnants of small business or the world. This law is 366 pages of very small print. I am sure that as carefully as I read it, I still must have missed many of the terrible clauses. Congressmen have been known to deny knowledge of this law, and some have stated that it does not exist because they are terrified of the public finding out what they have done. When I first warned the nation about this legislation on talk radio across the country, the government pulled all copies not already in public hands, and the government states that there are no copies available, and there will not be any copies available. This act is too large to include in this book. You will find it in your library, though exactly as I have stated at the beginning of this chapter. Please look it up yourself to verify that it is indeed real. And the sources: Public Law 100 to 690, U.S. Code, Congressional and Administrative News, Volume 3, 1988, with amendment and voting information in the Congressional Quarterly Almanac, Volumes XLIV, 1988. Next chapter will be 8, Are the Sheep Ready to Shear? And that's based off of Oklahoma. So I just wanted to read those, seeing how they wanted to rain on the parade. It would have been a very good watch. I'm actually going to sit back. I'm actually going to go get a vegan pizza, a cauliflower vegan pizza. Sit back, and I'm going to watch and enjoy it. I wish you all are here. I am not surprised at their embarkment on foolishness. They can't help themselves. And no need to threaten them. Not at all. Trust me. when I've expressed whatever I've expressed, that's about the sum of that. Let me give you all a shout out, and again, my apologies. I was actually just going to play it. I can't get permission, so let me reach out and see what I can do, and hopefully maybe next week we can have the whole. And if y'all choose to go ahead and watch it, then we can still have a podcast on it as far as what's going on for those who actually pay attention to, like, people who prep and all that kind of crap. And for those who watch that stuff, maybe you're paying attention to some of the things I've alluded to, which to me, it takes away your power, and it gives you over to the ideas and the narrative of fear. And that's the last thing you need. So who's all up in here? My apologies, y'all. Seriously. Why is this thing still up? You know, hold on, let me take this off. Okay, because they are, let me see if I can turn it up right. It says rotate device back. Oh my goodness, for real. Anyway, they put up this little goofy. Let me pull it down. All right. Live chat. Awesome. Now I can pull you all up. Let's not let me pull that up. Almost. So at least we're still here. Excuse my thumb. So, Rhonda, what's going on, beloved? Hey, Mikey Hill, original Lone Wolf. I had to go over them all thing and be like, what the hell? Y'all not getting notified? Roller Mark Music, what's going on, Pearl? Hey, what's going on, Producer Slade? It's good. My apologies, y'all. I mean, I can download it. West Side, I can download it. Margaret, hey, what's going on? Where's the old man? Producer Slade, not here. Oh, hey, Scott, peace. What's going on, beloved? What I'll do is I'll download it and I'll go ahead and get in contact with the company, and I'll see if I get permission. No, I don't really want to play the whole thing. It's no need to. Like I said, it's 1984. They made billions, if not, and maybe more. And it's a great talking piece. But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Go get my pizza. Sit back and watch this, and if depending on what time Westside he wants to do the live, or whatever, and if I'm up and I'm geared, I'll be on there. And so you guys come on over there and y'all watch and check it out. All right. And if not, I will, like I said, I'm going to read because I want to read this, right? I really want to read this. The Gods of Eden and the Reptilians, history of the humankind, Anunnaki, and the Mathers. That's just a really good read. All right. So until later, my beloved sisters, brothers, 2-1. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let my mohawk come up, y'all. But I'll see y'all later. All right.